You fight the sheriffs and you really think you got something going on. You don't have anything going on. So too bad you lost your case at Santucci, huh, buddy? Why don't we talk about what you did in the cops? What's this camera for?
What did I do with the cops,
what's the camera
lady?
for? You're nothing but a no-good loser louser.
How
Nobody
old?
wants anything to do with you.
See how close she gets to me? I don't even know who this lady is. See how close she keeps getting to me?
What does that matter?
She's clearly on meth or crack or something.
No, I'm on God. Get it? Jesus.
Alright, so like I said on my last community post, I lost my case against the Placer County Sheriff's Office. The judge granted the restraining order against me. I'm no longer allowed to be within 100 yards of the Placer County Sheriff's Office unless I have a verified appointment. Judge Michael W. Jones claimed that me going to the Placer County Sheriff's Office on 2 separate days and filming their employees while exercising my free speech was enough to give him the authority to grant the restraining order, which is in effect until June 17th, 2025 at midnight. Before giving his ruling against me, Judge Michael W. Jones spoke about everything from the length of my hair to how he felt like we should go and film real corruption like the people who protested outside of a Supreme Court justice house. He implied I wasn't a real journalist because I didn't have any press credentials. I didn't have a badge showing I was a journalist. The judge implied that I was just going around harassing people and calling it journalism to cover for my actions. The judge spoke about all of this stuff, but he never spoke about the many discrepancies or flat-out fabrications that were in their testimony or in their declarations. The judge didn't speak about any of that. He never spoke about the protected party coming onto my Instagram page. He never spoke about her nephew contacting me, talking crap to me. And so before our hearing even started, Judge Michael W. Jones went out of his way to inform everybody that the attorney representing the Placer County Sheriff's Office, whose name is Julia M. Reeves, she used to work at the same law firm as Judge Michael W. Jones. The judge said, quote, about 15 years ago, she was an associate at a law firm I was a partner at. So the judge who heard my case against the Placer County Sheriff's Office used to work with the attorney who was representing the Placer County Sheriff's Office. How is that not a conflict of interest? So another thing is they entered me into their little system now, statewide restraining order and law enforcement telecommunications system. But they also restricted me from owning any firearms in the state of California as well. As they were on the witness stand, I wrote down all of their answers as they were giving them so that I could cross-examine them with the discrepancies in their declarations. So, for instance, in Amy Kincaid's declaration, she said that I popped out from behind the bushes at her car. We've all seen the video. We all know that's not true. So she said that in her declaration, but then on the stand, she says that she just noticed me right at her car and that I popped out of nowhere. So she's changing the details, saying that it's not verbatim. And so I know everybody's thinking, oh, well, these are just minor details. It doesn't matter that much. But the judge said that our case, our hearing, was running off the clear and convincing evidence standard. She said on the stand that none of it is verbatim. How is that clear and convincing evidence? The judge ruled in their favor based solely off of their verbal testimony. They had no other evidence. As I said in my post, I brought a thumb drive. With me with the videos. I had videos showing all of the encounters for April 5th and for April 7th, where they claimed I did these things. And my videos showed different versions, because they lied and they exaggerated. When I was at the court hearing, the judge said that I could submit my thumb drive with the videos on that, but that we weren't going to watch it. So he accepted this and this as clear and convincing evidence. I tried to submit this. He wouldn't accept it. In her declaration, she said I accused her of stealing food. She said that again on the stand. I never said that. We've all watched the video. Those were her exact words. I wrote them down as she said it. So why is she giving all these different details, made up, exaggerated details? I couldn't tell if she was doing it just because she's an airhead or if she was doing it on purpose. But she was giving false details, saying they're not verbatim, and the judge accepted that as clear and convincing evidence. She said that I was waiting outside for 2 hours and waited in the parking lot for her to leave. That's completely false. I just videotaped her walking to her car at one point. I wasn't specifically waiting for her. There was just one point where she walked out and I videotaped. It's completely exaggerated. She said that I banged on the exterior windows of 2 private offices in the declaration. And then on the stand, she said that I banged my phone on the window and that I was knocking to make sure that she knew I was there, and that I was standing at her window for some time. I was standing on a sidewalk that anybody from the public could walk up onto at any given point in time. There's no fence. There was no restricted area signs. It was completely open. Anybody who parks there, it's like 2 feet away. And you'll see from the video at one point when I was filming through the window, you could actually see one of the sheriffs sitting in his car like 25 feet away. He was right there too. It's not, they're trying to make it seem like I was doing all this crazy stuff. They're blowing it way out of proportion. Another discrepancy is on the petition for the restraining order on page 2. They said that I have caused physical or emotional injury to their employee. They said I have caused physical or emotional injury. That's on page 2. On page 3, the very next page, was the employee harmed or injured? No. Injury. Was the employee injured? No. Why the discrepancy? And so Detective Sergeant Ryan West is the one who drafted this up originally, but Lieutenant Donald Nevins was the one who enforced this on the witness stand. He basically regurgitated all of this on the witness stand. And so they misrepresented my criminal history. They said I have criminal history including threats to commit crime resulting in death or great bodily injury, battery, and disorderly conduct. So they gave all 3 of those, but what they didn't tell you is that that's from one single case. First, they charged me with threats to commit crime resulting in death or great bodily injury and battery. There was no evidence for that. So 3 days after I got arrested, the court dropped it down to 1 count of disorderly conduct. And then after that, the case got dismissed. So they gave these 3 charges as my criminal history when they're all from one single case, and that case got dismissed. Okay. And then he said, I also showed up at a deputy's home in another jurisdiction and harassed his family. And what that's referring to is about a year ago, I caught a Sacramento County Sheriff's Deputy, Deputy Bryce Shantz, looking at my Instagram page. And so I went to his home and I tried to request an interview as a journalist would do. They totally twisted it and said I went to his home and harassed his family. Let's look at the video right now and see if I really harassed his family.
a nice flag. Hello.
So you could see all I did was walk up, ring the doorbell, wait a minute or two, knock on the door, and then I left. I never harassed anybody. I never even saw anybody face to face. I never said anything to anyone there. I simply walked up, knocked on the door, was going to ask some questions. Nobody answered, so I left. That's not harassing. They totally twisted it. Just another exaggeration to try to paint me as some threatening, violent person. Lieutenant Evans also said that I pose a potential danger to the Placer County Sheriff's Office and that they have implemented physical security since I was there to prevent me from coming on site again. So I will be appealing this. I will be posting updates along the way. And like I said previously, now I will be posting all of the videos so we can compare them to all the discrepancies in their declarations.
Thank you for your time. All right, thank you, ma'am. Did you say meth head? She's telling me to go back to Sacramento talking all this shit for no fucking reason. This little crackhead right here.
Yeah, you're trying to frame the
This shriveled up looking fucking raisin crackhead wants to talk shit. Go back to Sacramento, you said? Save for the camera, crackhead.
You know what I say? You fight the sheriffs and you really think you got something going on. You don't have anything going on. So too bad you lost your case at Santucci, huh, buddy? Why don't we talk about what you did in the cops? What's this camera for?
What did I do with the cops,
camera
lady?
for? You're nothing but a no-good loser louser.
How
Nobody
old?
wants anything to do with you.
How old are you?
None of your business. Grow up, little man.
You're a whole foot shorter than I am.
You said you lost your case to the sheriff. What kind of case was it? Is what everybody wants to know.
I'm not moving my feet. I'm staying in one single position. And see, if I didn't videotape this encounter, she would try to say that I was attacking her, or who knows what. Who knows what she would try to say if I didn't videotape this.
What did you tell him about that? What case were you up against in Santucci? You lost to the sheriff.
See how close she gets to me? I don't even know who this lady is. See how close she keeps getting to me?
What does that matter?
She's clearly on meth or crack or something.
No, I'm on God. Get it? Jesus.
Jesus Christ!
I still got like 6 minutes. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to create a scene. I'm just filming because she keeps like getting up in me, so I'm just trying to make sure.
She does the same thing to us.
Really?
She did it to me last night.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, she does it to the driver.
Well, I hate to be the one saying this, but why don't you tell the police?
We have.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I was just...
Your bus right there, number 10.
Yes, ma'am. It says I still got 5 minutes, but...
I just let you know, I just pulled it.
Okay. Hey, well, thank you, guys. Hey, have a good day. Wow, so the bus drivers literally just told me that that lady does that to her. Look, she's yelling at me again. Some random ass lady that I don't even know.